So I just built both of these and I wanted to do a quick comparison as everybody talked about. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you each of these and a couple of key things I think about the differences between each of them. The first thing I wanna note is the differences in size. I had to assume that since the new Mandalorian version is supposed to be, as far as the storyline goes, basically a version of the original N1 that just basically was found and all worn out and they brought back to life, it should follow some of the same sizes, and I kind of assumed they'd try to keep that same scale in LEGO, but it is slightly larger. My guess is to get at some of the detail in the engines and some other things, but even the distances between the main fuselage area and then the back, so you can see that the distance from nose to the cabin is significantly longer here. So where the front end of this is much further away than it is here. So the scaling is, this is basically, I don't know, slightly larger in scale than the original N1. So another comparison piece I really want to point out is the differences in figures. So you have the classic hair pieces only. There's none of the newer hair pieces available back when this was originally built. And you get the extra pilot figure, you get some of the battle droids for them to fight, and then you've got Anakin and R2-D2 in the original N1. So definitely a whole lot of figures that came with the original N1 set, including the buildable figures of the droidekas, which is a very cool build. I think that's actually one of my favorite parts of the older set. The new N1, of course, comes with Mando and Grogu, which are all kind of designed to be in the set. And it comes with Pelimoto and our little droid friend there. So this is all of the extra pieces, and notice that that is the only extra. The set itself is only the N1 itself, whereas this N1 comes with these extra pieces and all of these extra builds, which I'm going to consider being basically extra pieces. They are not a part of the ship itself and don't really serve a whole lot of purpose other than adding to the parts count and being able to sit and accessorize it, which is a little bit annoying. One cool part is it did come with its own stand. This is a part of the build for it to stand on that stand above the table, which is really nice. I built this stand myself just to be able to display them and was able to give it a nice little rakish angle, but that was something I had to build out of my own parts. One additional kind of oddity, if this is supposed to be a version that is just a modification to the original N1, the original N1 comes with the ability to launch 2 of these little blaster ports, whereas the new N1 only comes with 1 at the front. So did they modify that in the show as well? I do not know. So it's definitely a lot of fun building both. Very different build styles. So if you ever get a chance to build both, you'll see that there's very big differences in the way things were built. The instructions are very different also from the older set. So it's totally worth doing both. I can't wait to put these both on display. I'm going to be building out the ability to hang up all of my ships very soon, to include the heavy lift service helicopter. So there's a lot of stuff that I really want to be hanging from the ceiling, and we had some issues with our last one. The Millennium Falcon is still busted down over here because I gotta put it back together after everything falling off the ceiling. But hopefully you enjoyed this really simple comparison, nothing super detailed, but just and kind of some basic impressions and thoughts about it. I love all the greebling on the new engine, how much more like real it feels. The N1 in the original build, and mainly in the movies too, seemed a bit too sleek, a bit too nice. We're used to kind of a little more harsh stuff in the Star Wars universe, and I kind of like that the new N1 is that way. Thank you so much for your time. Talk to you later. Realized it wouldn't be fair to not include this N1. Had this one built for quite a while. Don't think it's really worth comparing with the others though.